But you know what happens to dreams you don't follow. They crumble. You know I can't stay. What you getting so hollow, so cold. You think you look rich, no time to waste. I wanna love you, but life doesn't wait. You can't stay here and waste away. You need to taste every mistake, fall out and get up again and again, again and again and again and again. I'll be with you always. You don't need to be afraid. And I'll meet you up. I'll meet you up.
All right, so you guys just watched me sand the whole car. I finally got all that grit out. I think I figured out what happened. I do think it might have been the primer. Also might have been water in the system. So I'm gonna pay attention to how I spray the single stage paint because I don't want that all to happen again. As far as everything, it came out really smooth. All this base created a nice setup for the next layer. I think it's gonna come out as close to glass as possible, at least for this little shop that I've built. I think it's gonna look sharp. But what I would like to do right now is to try to get on the single stage coat. It's about 6 o'clock. I think I can at least get one coat on, maybe two. Everything should be ready. I just gotta clean the gun quick and then stir up. I think I'm going to pull out the car before I end up painting the bumpers, just because I missed a lot of spots. I think I'm gonna finish the car, and then once it's done tonight, pull it out tomorrow morning, bang out the bumpers, and then it should look really nice, everything put together. I finished the painting. It came out pretty good on one side. I ran out of paint on the other side when I was doing the second coat, and there's some fixing I have to do. There's some water that fell in the paint when I hit the hood, so I had to sand that down, kind of redo that spot again, and maybe some of the dry spray areas I gotta quick sand again and respray, just because I want this to be nice. I don't want to have to do too much work at the end. So check it out. So basically what happened was all of the hood has this kind of like dry spray or high orange peel. There you go. So you can kind of see it there. It's really high orange peel. Basically what happened, it was hitting dry and thin. And then there was a bunch of spots like this, which looks like trash in the paint, but really what it is water that got in the line. And then here is the worst of it. Like, I don't even have to focus the camera for you guys to see all these spots. Basically what was happening, you might have seen during the footage, when I was spraying this way, water was just kind of shooting out of my airline, and it got everywhere. And then down here is probably the worst one. I mean, you can see it's just bigger than my fingernail. Big old drip of water took out the paint. Some of the paint came out really nice, really smooth like this. I mean, look at that. Look at the reflection. That's great. And then other parts, when I started running out, just started getting really, really dry and thin. And then, as you can see, I ran out of paint. So this is like a dark brown. Down here is a dark brown. Here is a dark brown. Okay, so this side of the car is pretty good. I don't know if I want to mess with it. I think I might want to leave the driver's side. This is a little messed up. Yeah, maybe I'll sand some of it. I'll scuff down the rest and give it one more coat. So this episode is sponsored by me. Hear me out for a second. So what I haven't told you guys is probably about 3 weeks back, I almost quit YouTube entirely. I didn't really tell anyone, not even my family. It was just something that I was struggling with internally. I've put almost 2 years into this channel, and I'm starting to see some return. I think it's like $142 a month in ad revenue. And each episode takes me like 20 to 22 hours to film, edit, upload, create thumbnails, recreate title tags, all these things to kind of try to make the channel grow and make you guys see it and hopefully get you interested in it. But 22 hours a week, nearly 100 hours a month for $142 is like about 40 an hour, pretty much. It's a lot of work. And I'm not saying this to make you feel bad for me or anything. It's just logically for me to make my business grow and to be more proficient in what I'm doing. It was smarter for me to just cut this whole thing and just start grinding on cars. But I don't want to do that. I do enjoy making the content. I hope you guys enjoy watching the content. So because of that, I kind of found another way that I might be able to make this work. And that is, I started a Patreon. If you guys don't know about Patreon, basically Patreon is a paid subscription, almost like a Netflix for creators like myself, especially small creators. It helps us to kind of get the funds we need from your support to keep moving and to get better stuff, better equipment, better lighting. I mean, just between the lighting, this camera, the microphone, and some of the stuff that I've invested in this channel, it would take me almost 2 more years of YouTube at the rate that I'm at to pay it back. So that's kind of just explains how much I've forked out, and I'm kind of just spending money, and I need to stop spending money. So with that said, it's going to be pretty cool. I think for the diehard fans that I have out there, I know I have quite a few of you guys. For you guys, and for the guys who like a little more explaining, a little more detail, you want things slowed down, this is going to be perfect. Probably going to be a lot more cursing. Try to cut it out to a degree, but you'll probably hear me curse more often on a lot of the mistakes. Unfortunately for YouTube, we have to animate it. We have to jump it up. Even right now, I'm talking a lot with my hands, which I can't even stop. But we have to animate it. We have to jump it up. We have to spike it up to make it entertaining, to hopefully attract new viewers, to get new subscribers, to watch every week, to increase our revenue, to make more money. And it's a vicious cycle on YouTube. And I'm kind of more of a smart aleck. So because of that, I kind of have to reserve my personality in this. And I think it's going to be more fun for you guys especially. So on the Patreon, I'm going to do more raw cut footage. You're going to see behind the scenes. You're going to see all the mess ups with the cameras. You're going to see everything that where it looks perfect in this 12-minute video that you guys tend to watch. You're going to see like 3 or 4 20-minute segments of everything. All of it. Me shopping, me grabbing stuff, me where I screwed up before I taped. You're going to see all the secrets that are coming to the channel. Things that no one's going to know on YouTube. New flips before they're out. You're going to hear my ideas about growing the channel. So for instance, the first tier on the channel is like $5 a month. Basically, you buy me a nice Starbucks coffee every month. And for that, I'd imagine you get probably about a movie's length worth of content every week. So about 4 movies a month for $5. Plus, little excerpts, little pieces I'm going to throw in. You're going to help to vote on the merch that's going to be coming out. I'm also going to be adding like an automatic merch discount code for all you guys when you want to buy merch in the future. It's also going to be automatic entries into free giveaways. I do plan on giving away some cars in the future and other merch along the way. So you're automatically going to be entered. In fact, you're going to have double entries automatically entered. You're going to get to see Q&As where someone will reach out, say, hey, I want to go through a flip with you. What do you think? And I'm going to review going through a flip with them. Stuff like that. So it's going to be educational for those who want to learn more about flipping. And on top of that, just for the starting tier, the $5 a month, you're going to immediately be put into a Discord. where we can just chat. Not these comments on YouTube where you guys leave one, I get an alert an hour later, I respond 2 hours later once I get the chance to sit down and respond to them all. You send me back one after 2 hours and I check it the next morning. And so we'll actually be able to chat, shoot the ish, as they say. So anyway, if you can't tell by now, I'm rambling on. I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a way to help grow the channel. It's gonna be a way to help me get better equipment, better flips, more entertaining flips for you guys. Hopefully I can move into like BMWs, Lamborghinis, good, like cool cars, fun cars that are gonna be exciting for the channel, for you, for me, everyone. I think it's gonna be cool. And I'm really excited to share the behind the scenes, my personality, talk a little trash. I've already started posting content on it, so I think if you go over there, there's probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 pieces of content already on it this week where you could have seen everything you're about to see and everything you just saw days earlier in much more detail. I do think at some point I may end up limiting how many Patreons are on there just because it might get a little crazy, especially in certain tiers, too many people talking in the Discords, whatever. So if you definitely want to be in and show your support and kind of see the behind the scenes, interact with me, kind of have more jokes, talk trash, just have a lot more fun, then make sure to go down below and be one of the first to join the Patreon. The link will be the first one in the description. Thank you for everything, guys, and back to the show. Okay, now that you're back. Right now, I got to sand everything and clean it back up. I think it's going to be pretty light. I think with these watermarks, I can knock down most of the high spots, and then any of the low spots, I can kind of dab in some paint and then sand it again and hopefully get this all corrected. So I have sanded everything, wiped everything, dusted everything, mopped everything, set up the paint booth. It's time to paint. Going through this, I realized I have a lot more. Everything was drying really quickly yesterday. So I picked up some slower hardener, and I was gonna do reducer as well, but it just was too expensive to buy everything again. So I bought some slower hardener. Hopefully that gives me enough time to get a full coat on the car. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna start setting up everything so that I can start painting. Well, the paint's all done, and I think it looked better the first time. I I messed it up. I don't know if I put too much reducer or because I put too much reducer and slow hardener. Paint was running, it was thick, it was dripping. But basically all of the flashing got really thick. I basically have little dots everywhere over the entire paint. So it's gonna need a good sand again. This time I'm gonna sand it lightly. I'll probably use a 1500 and I will buff it. For right now, I'm gonna pull this out, let it cure in the sun for a little bit, and I'm gonna paint these bumpers. Also, quick plug, find out what happened to my Audi, the lawsuit that might happen because of it, and that I might end up getting rid of it on the Patreon. Just kind of happened, and I thought it'd be cool to put on the Patreon something new for that channel. So you'll enjoy it. Anyhow, right now, I'm gonna pull this out and do the bumpers. It's the next morning. Yesterday was a very stressful, irritating day, but I'm trying to make today a better one. I learned a lot. Basically, the whole second coat on the car is ruined. I can probably fix it through a lot of sanding and buffing, which I'm gonna do, but I messed up. I got the wrong filter and it ended up screwing me. I thought I was doing something to make this better, and I think I made it worse. So I went to the guys today because I had to get more paint for this. I thought I was done, but have to do a whole second coat. I'm sure you can see that. That's see-through to the primer still, or the sealer. Over here, it's like tigered pattern. Black, clear, black. So although I turned up my paint yesterday, or the air pressure in my gun, so I get a nice coat on here, that worked, but I was only getting like a 3-inch spray. So I was trying to slabber it on to make sure it got in there. Overall, I'm happy. But yeah, right now I want to throw on a second coat. I'm gonna get started dropping all this, scuffing this up, and throwing a second coat on. right, so the front bumpers got painted, the grills got painted, the back little trim piece got painted. Everything's looking really good. In fact, it's like almost OEM. Very happy. The OCD in me wants me to make it perfect, but I kind of do like this color more, and I'm probably just saying that because it's not the same color, but I think I do like it. It's a little more smoky than the creamish color they had. So if you see, all this came out really good, and then the bumpers came out sweet. I figured out what went wrong with my paint gun. It was either a combination of things, or basically when I was cleaning my gun, I poured the solvent into the back nose of the gun and it went down into my water filter. So putting in those new filters, one, it gave me a little more airflow, and two, it was doing its job, which was keeping everything out instead of me pouring it into there. But right now what I want to do is to pull the car in, pull up all this plastic, and start putting on the front bumper, putting on the headlights, putting the taillights, enough to get the cool thumbnail that you probably clicked on to see this. It needs to be done anyway. I need to get stuff off the ground, and I need to start putting this car back together. So might as well take a few hours, then I can do this and then start editing to get this out to you guys. With that said, let's get started. So the front bumper's done, the back bumper's done, tail lights, reflectors, headlights, fog light inserts, grill inserts, all of it's on the car. The lower bumper on the rear, I didn't do the front lower bumper because I still need to put in the fog lights, and it's just gonna mess with it, and I got a buff, and just gonna be an ordeal. So I didn't put in the fog lights either because one of those bevels have to be sanded and buffed. So gonna wait on that. So if you see like there, the bumper sticks out a little bit. It's a little wonky, but the grill came out really good. All the inserts, the insert down here for the fog light, and then check out, I mean, I got pretty close to the color as far as the grill inserts. The left one's a little more creamy, the OEM one, but I mean, for being 6 years newer on the paint, it's pretty dang good. Again, a little wonky on the mounting for the bumper, and then the rear bumper was pretty dang good. This part all fit really nice. The reflectors fit good. That's a brand new reflector. The rear lower was a little rough. I'm still kind of fighting that one on. And then check this out. This was the back piece that was broken and cracked. It looks so sharp. I don't even think you guys could notice it because of the reflection, but this is the plastic painted piece that I did last in the last clip. Came out really nice. I'm really happy with it. So overall, it's good. Of course, the paint all needs to be sanded with 1500 and rebuffed. And I'm really hoping that it brings it back. I might find out bad news and I can't, but I'm really hoping I can do it. So last thing we have to do is buff it, put in the last few parts that are remaining, and then get this thing out for sale. But I think that's going to be in the next episode because I got to wrap this up. But if you haven't yet, make sure to go down below, click the link for the Patreon. I think I already have like 30 minutes, maybe up to an hour of content over there that's not here that I think a lot of you are going to enjoy. Just I don't know if the general public will, so I'm putting it over there. Definitely some curse words, so if you have little ones, be careful. But I do think you're going to enjoy it. I also explain a bit about the 2 Audi lawsuits I might be going through. Kind of see, hopefully I don't have to do that. But anyway, I'm going to finish all this up next week. So until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you then. Later, guys.